On this episode, we're going to talk about all things Google Guaranteed, or also known as Google Local Service Ads. Let's get into it.
This isn't just any podcast. This is your secret weapon for dominating the market.
This is the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast, and this is your host, Sean McMeen.
Welcome to Restoration Marketing Secrets. I am your host, Sean McMeen, and welcome to episode number 27. On today's episode, we're going to talk about Google Guaranteed, or it's also called Google Guaranteed Badge or Google Local Service Ads. We've talked about these in the past, and today we're going to talk about setup of Google Guaranteed Google Local Service Ads. Just about the setup, not the benefits and all those other things about it. Maybe we'll talk about the ad at the end, but today is about the setup. So if you are in the home service industry, you are missing the boat. If you are missing the bus, missing the boat, missing the plane, whatever you want to say, you're missing something if you're not running Google Local Service Ads. Go to ads.google.com/ I believe it is ads.google.com/local-services-ads, or just search Google Local Service Ads. Sign up for this program. If you already have a Google Ads account, you will link your Google Ads account to the Google Local Services account, so they're all combined together, uses the same billing and all of those things, but it works totally different to Google Ads or PPC. Not talking about PPC, we're talking about Google Local Service Ads. And the benefit for this is that it shows up on the top of Google, and you can dispute these if they're not qualified leads, if you answer the call correctly. We've already talked about these things in previous episodes. Today is about the setup. So you're going to go to ads.google.com/local-services-ads, and you can get started right there. Now, what you need to know is you need some pieces of information in order to do this. If you do not have a Google account, you need to have a Google account associated to your email address. So if you have an @Gmail account, then that's perfect. But if you don't, you need to have a Google account, and Google will walk you through that process if you go to that website URL. Now, you'll need some documentation in order to get this finalized. Number one, you need to have an IICRC firm certification. So go to IICRC, tell them you need a firm certification. There's additional fees, I believe, with the firm certification versus the individual certification. Make sure it is a firm certification. And what I mean by that is it needs to say your company name. That's the same name on Google Maps. So if the name of your company is A1 Damage Restoration of Charlotte, the firm certification needs to say A1 Damage Restoration of Charlotte, as closely as possible to that. So if it's your DBA on the Google Maps, it needs to be that on the firm certification. Match it up perfectly. Next step, once you get that firm certification, you also want to have a COI, Certificate of Insurance, showing general liability of $1 million in coverage minimum. That's a valid expiration date. You can have that issued. It's just an example copy. They don't need it issued to anyone individually, but it could be someone that had requested it in the past. Go to your insurance carrier, say, we need a cord document. That's the name of the type of a document, or that shows the certificate of insurance of general liability of $1 million coverage. You'll need that document. Typically a PDF will do. Once you get those documents, you will add those into the Google Local Service Business Verification section. So when you go to the IICRC section, you're going to upload that certification document. Actually, I take that back. You're going to put your, once you have that firm certification, you are going to put your certification number in there. So it's like, pound sign 11124, whatever the certification number is, and then the expiration date of that. So you're going to put that in there. The next thing you're going to do is do the proof of insurance. That's where you're going to upload the PDF document, and you are going to put the expiration date, I believe, on there as well, and attach that. Do not upload a document that is not general liability, and the Accord document showing your company name exactly how it is associated with the firm certification and the Google Maps location. Make sure the insurance DBA on there is the exact name. All of it matches up. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to do the Google background check. And the background check is through a company called Evident. It's an Evident portal. And so when you open that section, you're going to put your name and your email address, and it is going to email you a link that you need to fill out the background information. It's basically just like if you're going to coach a team or do a personal background check. They don't really care if you have any sort of history or anything like that, but they're really wanting to verify that you're a person. Do this only for the business owner or general manager associated with the company. Don't do this for every single employee. Too many people leave and technicians go and whatever. You don't have to do this for all the technicians. Just do this for the the owner needs to do it. And so when you go to that Evident link, it's going to ask you for your general information, your name, full name, your social security number, your date of birth, and then you're going to have to take a picture of some sort of photo ID, official licensed photo ID. So you could use a passport, you could use a state ID, you could use a driver's license. Those are official documentation. Make sure it's clear when you take the picture and upload it. It's going to ask you to upload the front and back. Make sure it's super clear and in focus, and you don't have a lot of garbage around it, because they will kick it back if it doesn't match the name that you assigned to it, and they can't see it. They can't see a photo. The next step is you want to link this in with your Google reviews. So you will link this Google Local Service Ads account with your Google Maps account. You need to have a minimum of 3 reviews on your Google Maps account in order to pass this check or this verification check. So make sure you are getting reviews to your Google business profile. When you do link it up, you will have the option to create a custom link for collecting Google Local Service reviews, which is different than Google Maps reviews. But here's the distinction. If you get Google Maps reviews, it's going to filter down to Google Local Services. It will not do vice versa. If you get Google Local Service reviews, it will not push it to Google Maps. As of today, it will not do that. So my recommendation is just get Google Maps reviews 1 to 2 a week consistently. Don't do 20 in one day and all that stuff like that. The next thing you'll want to do is set your budget. Now, the budget is a tricky situation. So it is a weekly budget, and typically they will recommend a budget to you based on your area. So you set it as a weekly budget, and then it's going to give you some sort of max monthly budget, and then give you an estimate on the number of leads you are going to get. That estimate is false. It is mostly false, and it will not be accurate. So if you have a budget of $1,500 and it says you're going to get anywhere from 18 to 45 leads, most of the time it does not happen. So what we typically do is we will set the budget. Insider secret here. We will set the budget super high and then monitor it and make sure it doesn't go over what we're wanting to spend. So insider secret, set the budget high on a per week basis so that you can collect enough and your ads are out there enough. So you have the budget set. Make sure your billing is linked into your Google Ads account. If your Google Ads account is not live and you're not running Google Ads, that's totally fine. But if you link your Google Local Services to the Google Ads account, you need to make sure that billing information in the Google Ads account is current. You can use a checking account, you can use a credit card, but it has to be current, and they have to be able to process that payment. They'll do a verification there. If you do a checking account, they're going to do 2 deposits into your checking account, a few pennies here and there. It's just 2 deposits, and then you get those numbers back, those deposit numbers. They're going to take it back out, but Google's, of course, not going to give you any money. But they're going to take those deposits out, and then you take those numbers and you put them in there to verify that checking account. Credit card works differently. You can set the per billing amount that you're going to be billed. So billed every $500, every $250, every $1,000, whatever you want to do, you can set that in there. So then once you get all of that done, that is the business verification phase. You then want to go into the profile and budget section within Google Local Services, and you want to fill out as much information as you possibly can. So number one, ad schedule. What's your ad schedule? When do you want these ads running? Are you 24/7 or are you just certain hours in the day? You want to make sure that your website is there. You want to make sure that your business bio information is accurate. Do you manage insurance claims? Are you IICRC certified? Do you get free estimates? All of those things. Once you are verified for water damage category or job types, you can go in there and check off, fire damage, mold removal, water damage, plumbing, all of those different job types, and then make sure that you're receiving them within. You want to be accepting those job types, okay? Within the portal there, and you can turn off and turn on different ones. You could also be verified if you do home remodeling or if you do roofing. You can get it verified for those sort of categories. If you are a plumber as well, you can upload your plumbing certification in there and get confirmed for additional job types. So all of these can be linked within one profile. One Google Ads account can only be linked to one Google Maps location. So you cannot have a Google Local Service Ads account linked to multiple Google Maps locations. You can have multiple Google Maps locations and multiple Google Ads accounts, but you can't link them. You can't multi-link them. The other thing is you want to add photos. Add photos of your business, of your equipment, of your projects, of your workplace, of your logo, your team, and any additional photos that you might have, like of your trucks and things like that. You want to add those in there. We add them in there every other week or so to keep it updated. You want to also go down to the service areas. Make sure you're selecting the service areas that you accept jobs in. And so if you're doing a whole county, select the whole county. If you're doing just a certain set of cities, select the whole cities. You can even go zip code. And you can exclude areas as well. You can prevent yourself from showing up in specific areas by excluding them. So be specific on there. Google is now also letting you they're going to be recommending additional locations if it's close by. So take those and don't automatically add them, but evaluate whether you need to add them. That at its highest level is setting up and adding the settings within Google Local Services Ads or Google Guaranteed. The next component of this is managing it, and we'll probably do that maybe in another episode, but at the end of the day, there's an iPhone or Android app that you can download. You can dispute calls and do all of those things. So we'll do another episode about how to manage the leads, how to answer the phone, how to adjust your budgets, and if you're not performing on Google Local Services, we'll talk about how to try to get that kickstarted and performance to improvement. So that is it for this episode, number 27, about Google Guaranteed Google Local Service Ads for your home service business, water damage, fire, mold, roofing, plumbing, all of the above. We talked about all those kind of categories in those approval processes, mainly water damage restoration, because that's what we mainly focus on. But we do help sister companies out as well. So we have familiarity with those setups and everything. So if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me at restorationmarketing.com. For now, this is Sean McMeen. Thank you again for following along on my journey on this podcast.
You've been listening to the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast.
Sean's not here to just talk the talk. He's walked the walk. With a track record of helping over 70 damage restoration companies and engaging in over 500 conversations with industry owners, he's seen it all. From digital marketing triumphs to the most ingenious growth hacks, he's got the keys to the kingdom, and he's sharing them with you. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon. But in the meantime, for more, hit the website at restorationmarketing.com. See you next time on the Restoration Marketing Secrets Podcast.